Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss part 12 lecture of electrochemistry and the topic name is solved examples on electrochemistry. So this lecture will be helpful for the students who are preparing themselves for different competitive exams like IIT JEE, IIT JAM, NET, GATE, etc. And also defined questions from these exams will be discussed in this lecture. So first see the question number 1. The specific conductance of a 0.1 normal KCl solution is 0.01 ohm inverse centigrade inverse. The resistance of the solution was found to be 50 ohm. What is the cell constant of this cell? So you have to find what is the value of cell constant. Cell constant means L by A value. So I have discussed my part 2 lecture in electrochemistry. So there I have discussed what is the value of specific conductance, what is the relationship of specific conductance with the conductance. Okay, so see the lecture. Although I taught the lecture in Bengali, so please see there what is the formula. So here the kappa of the solution is given. Kappa is equal to 0.01 ohm inverse centimeter inverse. Concentration is equal to C is equal to 0.1 normal. Now this is the resistance that is given in the question. R is equal to 50 ohm. So you know that reciprocal of resistance is called conductance. So C is equal to 1 by R, that is equal to 1 by 50 ohm inverse. Now that is the formula that I have discussed in part 2 lecture. So kappa is equal to C into L by A. So C into L by A. So here you can see L by A. L by A is called cell constant. So you have to find what is the value of cell constant. So kappa that is given here, that is 0.01 ohm in earth centimeter inverse. 1 by R is equal to call conductance, it is given 1 by R, and L by A you have to find. So L by A is equal to 50 into 0.01, that is equal to 0.5 centimeter inverse. So that is the answer. That is the cell constant value of that cell. Now see the next example. The specific conductance of 0.001 molar aqueous solution of acetic acid is 5 into 10 to the power minus 5 ohm inverse centimeter inverse. And at infinite dilution, the molar conductance is 200 ohm inverse semi square mole inverse. What is the degree of dissociation of CH3COOH? Also calculate the dissociation constant of acetic acid. So again, this is a problem from my part 2 lecture of electrochemistry. So here you have to find what is the value of degree of dissociation, and you can see the molar conductance of the solution is given. So molar conductance means lambda m, lambda subscript m is equal to 1000 kappa by C. Kappa is called specific conductance and C is equal to concentration in mole per liter. The same formula can be used to evaluate what is the value of equivalent conductance. Here the concentration will be in gram equivalent per liter, but here you can see the concentration is given as molar. So here the concentration is mole per liter. So you have to use that formula. So here you can see the kappa is given. Kappa means 5 into 10 to the minus 5 ohm inverse centimeter inverse, and C is equal to 0.001 molar. So put the value. So here 1000 into 5 into 10 minus 5 divided by 0.0011 gives you the molar conductance of the solution, that is equal to 50 ohm inverse semi square mole inverse. Now you have to find what is the value of alpha. You have to go my part 5 lecture of electrochemistry where I have discussed how to calculate the value of alpha. And the formula of alpha, alpha means degree of dissociation, that is equal to lambda divided by lambda 0. So here you can see lambda is given, lambda is calculated here 50 and lambda 0 is given, that is equal to 200. So lambda by lambda 0 is equal to 50 by 200, that gives you the value of alpha 0.25. Next you have to calculate what is the value of dissociation constant. Okay, so dissociation constant denoted by K alpha, that is equal to alpha square C by 1 minus alpha. So here alpha is equal to 0.25 into 0.001 concentration of the solution divided by 1 minus 0.25. Here it is worth to mention, if the alpha is very less than 1, then you can use simply K alpha is equal to alpha square C. But here you can see alpha value is 0.25, so use that formula. alpha square C by 1 minus alpha. That is equal to 8.3 into 10 to the minus 5 mole per liter. Okay, so that is the answer of that question. Alpha is equal to 0.25 and K alpha is equal to 8.3 into 10 to the minus 5. So next problem, a cell is prepared by dipping copper dot in 1 molar copper sulfate solution and zinc dot in 1 molar zinc sulfate solution. The standard reduction potential of copper and zinc are 0.34 volt and minus 0.76 volt respectively. Write down the cell reaction and calculate the equilibrium constant of the reaction. So here you can see the cell is prepared by copper electrode and zinc electrode, and you can see the electrolytes are copper sulfate and zinc sulfate. So this is an example of a Daniell cell. And the reduction potential of the two electrodes are given. So first, if you consider the zinc electrode, so this is the reduction potential Zn2 plus 2 electron is equal to Zn. So reduction potential is E, that is E0 actually, E0 Zn2 plus Zn2 plus oblique Zn is equal to minus 0.76 volt. And if you consider copper 2 plus reduction, copper 2 plus 2 electron is equal to copper, so reduction potential for that electrode is equal to E copper 2 plus copper is equal to 0.34 volt. Now, if you see the reduction potential of copper 2 plus is higher than reduction potential of Zn2 plus. That's why copper 2 plus gets reduced and that behaves as a cathode. So here the reduction takes place, and in that electrode the oxidation takes place. Alternatively, you can see the oxidation potential of that electrode, that is if you consider Zn2 plus reaction, that is equal to 0.76 volt. So that will be higher than minus 0.34 volt. Okay, so the oxidation takes place in that electrode. So now you have to consider the reaction. So first consider the anode reaction. Here Zn converts to Zn2 plus 2 electrons. So here the oxidation takes place. And the cathode reaction is here as the reduction potential of that electrode is higher. That is equal to copper 2 plus 2 electron is equal to copper. Now you have to see what is the overall reaction. Zn plus copper 2 plus Zn converts to Zn plus copper 2 plus converts to Zn2 plus copper. Now you have to find what is the E0 cell of that electrode. So E cell, E Daniell cell is equal to ER, reduction potential of cathode, minus EL, reduction potential of the anode. Okay. Or you can say reduction potential of that cell, and that means reduction half cell minus reduction potential of the oxidation half cell. Okay, so that is equal to 0.34 minus of minus 0.76 volt. That will give you 1.10 volt. So that is the E0 of the Daniell cell. Now you have to find what is the equilibrium constant. So in the last lecture, I told you how to calculate the equilibrium constant. So it can be calculated from that equation. Delta G0 is equal to minus RT ln K equilibrium. And also you know that delta G0 is equal to minus NF E0, that is equal to minus RT ln K equilibrium. So from that equation, you can say that E0 is equal to 0.059 by N log K equilibrium. Therefore, log K equilibrium is equal to N E0 by 0.059. So N value, you can see the number of electron change is 2. So that's why the N value is equal to 2. So 2 into 1.10 divided by 0.059. Therefore, log K equilibrium is equal to 37.29, and antilog of this value will give you the equilibrium constant. So K equilibrium is equal to 1.94 into 10 to the power 37. That is the value of equilibrium constant. Okay, so the cell reaction, this is the cell reaction, overall cell reaction. Zn plus copper 2 plus gives you Zn2 plus copper, that is the cell reaction, and equilibrium constant of the cell is equal to 1.94 into 10 to the power 37. Now see the next problem. Here, equivalent conductance at infinite dilution of NaCl, HCl and sodium acetate are 125, 430 and 90 ohm inverse semi-square gram equivalent inverse respectively. Calculate the lambda 0 of acetic acid. So this is a problem from my part 3 lecture of electrochemistry. I brought in that lecture how to calculate the lambda 0 of an weak electrolyte, and that can be calculated by this Cole-Ross law. So here according to Cole-Ross law, lambda 0 is equal to nu plus lambda plus nu minus lambda minus. So lambda 0 means this is the equivalent conductance of any electrolyte at infinite dilution. It is equal to nu plus. Nu plus is equal to the number of cations. Lambda plus means the equivalent conductance of cation plus nu minus. Nu minus is equal to the number of anions. Lambda minus is equal to the equivalent conductance of the anions. Now, if you consider the acetic acid it will produce one H plus ion and one acetate ion. So the nu plus is equal to 1 and nu minus is equal to 1. So lambda 0 of acetic acid is equal to lambda H plus lambda of CH3COO minus. So now you can write lambda H plus lambda Cl minus plus lambda Na plus lambda CH3CO minus. So here you can see you are adding this to lambda. That's why you have to also subtract this to lambda. So minus lambda Cl minus lambda of Na plus. Lambda H plus lambda Cl minus is equal to lambda 0 of HCl. So lambda 0 of HCl plus lambda 0 of CH3COO Na minus lambda 0 of NaCl. So that will give you 430 plus 90 minus 125. That is equal to 395 ohm inverse semi square gram equivalent inverse. So that is the value of lambda 0 of acetic acid. Next problem. The standard reduction potential for Zn2 plus Zn, Ni2 plus Ni and Ap2 plus Fe are minus 0.76, minus 0.23 and minus 0.44 volt respectively. The reaction X plus Y2 plus converts to Y2 plus X2 plus Y will be spontaneous when now A option X is equal to Fe, Y is equal to Zn, B X is equal to Zn, Y is equal to Ni, C X is equal to Ni, Y is equal to Fe, or D X is equal to Ni, Y is equal to Zn. So this is a question from IIT JEE and you have to solve it. Now see the solution. So you have to calculate the value of E0 for that reaction. And if the E0 is positive, then you can say that the delta G0 is equal to negative. That means if delta G0 is negative, then the reaction will be spontaneous. So you have to find the value of E0 for that reaction, for that four options, and where the value of E0 is positive, then the delta G0 will be negative and the reaction will be spontaneous. So first you have to find what is the value of E0 for that four options. Now we can see for first option X is equal to Fe, Y is equal to Zn. So put the value X is equal to Fe plus Zn2 plus converts to Fe2 plus Zn. So here you can see Fe oxidizes to Fe2 plus. Okay, but if you see the reduction potential is lowest for Zn2 plus to Zn. That's why it is very difficult to reduce Zn2 plus to Zn. But you can see it is easy to among these three to reduce Ni2 plus to Ni because it is the highest among these three. Now see what is the E0 value for that reaction. So here you can see the Zn2 plus is reduced. That means that is the right hand electrode. Therefore E0 cell is equal to Er minus El. So Er is right hand electrode means where the reduction takes place. So the value of E Zn2 plus Zn minus the left hand electrode. So that is equal to E Fe2 plus to Fe. Okay, where Fe oxidizes. So Zn2 plus Zn is given, that is equal to minus 0.76 minus of 0.44 volt. That is equal to minus 0.32 volt. So the E0 cell for that reaction is not positive. So it is not spontaneous. Now consider that reaction. Here you can see Zn oxidizes to Zn2 plus. So that is an easy process. But here nickel 2 plus converts to nickel. So now you have to calculate what is the value of E0 cell for that reaction. So here E0 cell is equal to Er where the reaction takes place. Reaction takes place for nickel 2 plus. So E0 of Ni2 plus Ni minus where the oxidation takes place. So oxidation takes place for Zn2 plus at the left hand electrode. So here is the reduction potential of Zn2 plus Zn. So minus E Zn2 plus Zn. Okay, that is equal to minus 0.23 minus of 0.76 will give you 0.53 volt. Now you can see it is positive. It is positive means delta G0 is negative. So this reaction will be spontaneous. Next option, number 3 option. So here you can see nickel oxidizes to Ni2 plus and Fi2 plus reduces to Fe. Now see what is the E0 cell. E0 cell is equal to ER where the reaction takes place. Reaction takes place for Fe2 plus. That's why E Fe2 plus minus E Fe2 plus oblique Fe. This is the cathode reaction minus anode reaction at the left hand electrode. That is E Ni2 plus Ni. So E Fe2 plus Fe value is equal to minus 0.44 volt minus Ni2 plus Ni is equal to minus 0.23 volt minus of minus 0.23 volt that will give you minus 0.21 volt. So again you can see this is negative. So this reaction again is non-spontaneous. Now consider this reaction Ni plus Zn2 plus to Ni2 plus Zn. So here you can see Zn2 plus is reduced to Zn, Ni oxidizes to Ni2 plus. So E0 cell is equal to ER where the reaction takes place again. So reaction takes place for Zn2 plus Zn. So E Zn2 plus minus Zn minus the anode reduction potential of anode electrode. So that is Ni2 plus Ni. So E Ni2 plus Ni. So that is equal to minus 0.76 minus of 0.23. So that is equal to minus 0.53 volt. So again you can see that is negative. So only positive occurs for that cell. That's why this cell reaction is positive. So the correct answer is B. Okay. Now see the next problem. An electrochemical cell consists of two half cell reactions. AgCl plus electron converts to Ag plus Cl minus and copper converts to copper 2 plus 2 electron. The mass of copper dissolved on passing 0.5 ampere current for 1 hour is A 0.88 volt, 0.88 gram, 1.8 gram, 0.25 gram or 0.59 gram. This is a question from IIT-JM. So now you have to find what is the amount of mass dissolved. So this is a question from part 1 lecture of electrochemistry. So where I have taught the Faraday's law. So this is a question from Faraday's law. You have to find what is the amount of copper dissolved. Now first you have to calculate what is the total amount of electricity, Q. So Q, you know that Q is equal to I into T. So I is equal to the amount of current, T is equal to the amount of time. So that is equal to 0.5 into 3600. So that is equal to 1800 coulomb. Now you have to find what is the mass of copper. So now you know 1 Faraday, that is 96500 coulomb current produces 1 equivalent of copper, that is equal to 63.5 divided by the valency of copper 2 gram of copper. Okay, therefore 1800 coulomb current produces 63.5 into 1800 divided by 2 into 96,500 gram of copper. That is equal to 0.59 gram of copper. So the amount of copper is equal to 0.59. So the correct answer is option D. Now see the next problem. For the cell reaction, Pb plus Ag2Cl2 converts to PbCl2 plus 2Hg. dE by dt is 1.45 into 10 minus 4 volt per Kelvin. The entropy change in Joule, mole inverse, Kelvin inverse for the reaction is fill in the gap. So this is again a question from IIT-JM. So now you have to calculate the change of entropy for the reaction, and you can see that dE by dt at constant pressure, that means the temperature coefficient of the shell is given, that is equal to 1.45 into 10 minus 4 volt per Kelvin, and you can see it is positive. Positive means with increase of temperature the cell potential gradually increases. Now first consider that reaction. From that reaction you have to say what is the value of N, that is number of electron change. So see the anode reaction. Anode reaction means you can see Pb is oxidizes to Pb2 plus. So anode reaction means Pb converts to Pb2 plus 2 electron, and the cathode reaction is 2Hg plus 2 electron is equal to 2Hg. So overall reaction Pb plus 2Hg plus converts to Pb2 plus 2Hg. So from that reaction you can say what is the value of N for that reaction. Now the last lecture, you know what is the value of delta S, what is the formula of delta S. Delta S is equal to NFdE by dt at constant pressure. So see my last lecture, and from the lecture you can check how to calculate the value of delta S for a reaction. So delta S is equal to NF dE by dt. So dE by dt is given, that is equal to 1.45 × 10⁻⁴ volt per Kelvin. So put the value of dE by dt. F is equal to 96,500 coulomb. So put the value of F. N is equal to, you can see, number of electron change, that is equal to 2. So that will give you the value of delta S 27.8985 joule Kelvin inverse mole inverse. Okay, so that is the answer. That is the change of entropy change for that reaction. See the next problem. The standard reduction potential of cerium 4 plus, cerium 3 plus and Fe3 plus, Fe2 plus are 1.44 and 0.77 volt respectively. Now you have to calculate what is the value of log 10K for that reaction. Now if you see the reduction potential of these two electrode, here I can see the reduction potential for cerium 4 plus, cerium 2 plus is higher. That means cerium 4 plus gets reduced and Fe2 plus gets oxidized. So what is the cell reaction? Anode reaction is oxidation. So here you can see Fe2 plus is oxidized to Fe3 plus electron, and as the reduction potential of cerium 4 plus, cerium 2 plus is higher, so cerium 4 plus gets reduced. So cerium 4 plus electron is equal to cerium 3 plus, that is the cathode reaction. So overall reaction is Fe2 plus cerium 4 plus converts to Fe3 plus cerium 3 plus. So from that reaction you can see the number of electron change is equal to 1. So the E0 cell for that reaction is equal to E0 of the cathode minus E0 of the anode. Okay, E0 is the cathode, means E0 cerium 4 plus cerium 3 plus, where the reaction takes place, minus E0 of the anode means where the oxidation takes place. That is equal to 1.44 minus 0.77 volt, that is equal to 0.67 volt. So that is the value of E0 for that reaction. Now we know that delta G is equal to minus RT ln K equilibrium, and also we know that delta G is equal to minus NF E0. So minus NF E0 is equal to minus RT ln K equilibrium. So E0 is equal to RT by NF into 2.303 log K equilibrium. So E0 is equal to RT by F, you know the value is equal to 0.059, and N is equal to number of electron change, that is equal to 1. So log K equilibrium. Okay, so 2.303 RT by F is equal to 0.059. Therefore, log K equilibrium is equal to 0.67 by 0.059, and log K equilibrium is equal to 11.35. So that is the answer. So the answer is 11.35. Next problem. The EMF of standard cadmium cell is 1.02 volt at 300 Kelvin. The temperature coefficient for the cell is minus 5 into 10 to the minus 5 volt per Kelvin. The value of delta H for the cell is, fill in the gap, in kilojoule per mole. 1F is equal to 96500 coulomb per mole. So here the temperature coefficient is given, and you can see the temperature coefficient is negative. That means with increase of temperature, the electrode potential of the cell decreases, and you can see the EMF of the cell is given, and EMF of the cell is equal to 1.02 volt. Okay, cadmium cell. And remember, for cadmium cell, the number of electron change N is equal to 2. Remember it. So we know that formula delta G is equal to delta H is equal to delta G plus T delta S. So from that formula you have to calculate the value of delta H, the change of enthalpy. Delta G is equal to, you know, minus NF E0, and delta T delta S means plus NFT into dE by dt at constant pressure, as delta is equal to NF dE by dt at constant pressure. Now E0 of the cell is given, so calculate the value of delta H. So minus NFE plus NFT dE by dt constant pressure. Put the value of N is equal to 2. Remember that, as I told you, that for cadmium cell the value of N, electron change, is equal to 2. So minus 2 into 96500 into 1.02 volt plus 2 into 96500 into 300. You can see the temperature is given 300 Kelvin into minus 5 into 10 to minus 5. Now calculate it. That is equal to minus 196860 minus 2895. That will give you almost minus 199.755 kilojoule per mole. Okay, so that is the answer. That is the change of enthalpy for that reaction. Okay. Now see the next problem. The limiting molar conductivity of La3 plus and Cl minus ions in aqueous solution at 298 Kelvin are 209.1 into 10 to the minus 4 and 76.35 into 10 to the minus 4 7 meter square mole inverse respectively. The transport number of Cl minus at infinite dilute aqueous solution of LaCl3 at 298 Kelvin is in the gap. So you have to calculate the value of transport number of Cl minus. So now you know, according to Kohlrausch's law, the lambda 0 is equal to nu plus Cl minus nu plus lambda plus nu minus lambda minus. Nu plus is equal to number of cations, nu minus is equal to number of anions, lambda plus is equal to the conductance of the cation, and lambda minus is equal to conductance of the anion. Now, if you consider LaCl3, LaCl3 will dissociate in solution and produce La3 plus and 3Cl minus. So number of cation is equal to 1, number of anion is equal to 3. So now you can calculate the value of lambda 0 for LaCl3 is equal to lambda 0 of LaCl3 is equal to 1 into 209.10 into 10 minus 4 plus 3 into 76.35 into 10 minus 4. That is the value of lambda 0 for LaCl3. Next, you have to calculate the value of T minus. T minus means the charge carried by the anions only, and the formula is nu minus lambda divided by lambda 0. If nu minus is equal to 1, then you can simply say that lambda T minus is equal to lambda minus divided by lambda 0. But here you can see the nu minus is not is equal to 1, it is 3. That's why you have to use that formula, nu minus lambda minus divided by lambda 0. So here the nu minus is 3 and 3 into lambda minus divided by nu plus nu minus lambda minus. So put the value here and you can get the T minus value is equal to 0.52. So that is the answer. That is the transport number of Cl minus at infinite dilute aqueous solution. So I have discussed total 10 problems in this lecture. Okay, the next lecture I will again discuss 10 problems from different competitive exams. Thank you.